What do all of these have in common? They all make use of compositing. Compositing is the process or technique of combining visual elements from separate sources into a single image. But where did it all start? In 1903, the Great Train Robbery was one of the first uses of double exposure, credited to Edwin S. Porter. This scene was filmed separately to this scene, and then they were combined together by overlaying the film. Alice Comedies. Created by Walt Disney, the Alice Comedies filmed the live-action sequences against a plain white background and combined it with animation to create a seamless mix of two different visual elements. The Thief of Baghdad. The Thief of Baghdad included a major advancement in the industry, credited to Larry Butler. The new technique involved the use of a blue screen, where they added the genie onto the beach as a massive imposing figure.
See? My friend.
Whilst better technology was available, the team behind Star Wars chose a traditional approach instead, using matte paintings. As seen here, the background is hand-painted, with gaps where the acting would take place later on, and it's combined together with the footage. With today's technology, film companies use chroma keys in order to edit out backgrounds and combine multiple elements with the ability to edit colour, which enables you to blend various pieces together seamlessly. But the question is it used too much? I interviewed someone in the industry to find out.
What is your favourite, most impressive use of compositing you've seen in TV or film? Quite possibly, my favourite bit of compositing is a shot from Ugly Betty. And Ugly Betty, if you don't know, is a film set in New York and filmed in Los Angeles. And rather than, transport everybody to New York to film, they would shoot in a studio in LA, send out a small crew to New York to film backplates and things like that. And it's this one shot where Betty walks out of a building, gets distracted by a reporter and walks face first into a bus stop. And it's just one of those shots you would never ever think would be, a visual effect. What is the worst, least impressive use of compositing you've seen in TV film? Oh, geez, take your pick. It's in Star Wars A New Hope, where Han Solo walks over the back of Jabba the Hutt. And it's the most appalling visual effects I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Jabba looks terrible anyway. The 3D Jabba looks awful. And I don't know if you noticed, but they originally shot it, and Han Solo walks around the back of Jabba the Hutt, who was a human. He was human. And then George Lucas said, "No, I never intended him to be human. He was just standing in for this giant slug creature that I've always imagined being there." But if that was the case, what he failed to do was put anything for Harrison Ford to step onto to get over the back of Jabba the Hutt. Has it proved a useful technique to you, and why? Green screen, has proved effective. In the kind of freelance work I do, I receive more of the footage, and then I composite the footage as opposed to shooting a lot of green screen myself. But when I do use green screen, it's a really kind of great feeling when you've shot something and you've composited it with, maybe a 3D element or another location, and it looks real. So I think, when you've shot something in the green screen room and you've composited it and you show it to somebody and they don't know that it's two separate shots, that's a real achievement. Do you think compositing and green screen is used too much in modern movies, or is it just resourcefulness? I think it's a bit of both. If you kind of just shooting green screen for the sake of it, I think then it can get a bit tiresome. I'm really not a fan of the 300 movies, which were shot entirely on green screen. I just don't like the look of it. It's missing something for me personally. But I think some films, particularly low budget movies that maybe can't afford to go to particular locations, can't get places, haven't got the money to build a huge set for something and use green screen, then great. Ultimately, I think it's resourcefulness. Going back to the Ugly Betty example, that's pure resourcefulness. And I think if you can't tell it's green screen, then we're not using it too much.
But just how easy was it to do with today's technology? Overall, I think compositing has helped massively in the industry, creating new films and TV shows. The technique itself has done nothing but help studios create new ideas and innovations. But what do you think?